Hey friends, let's make the key to this drag and drop so that shows that we can understand the ideas behind integrated pest management, IPM, and the impacts in general of land use on waterways. So I'm calling this first part drag and drop for IPM, integrated pest management, but only a couple of these. Most of these are actually about integrated pest management, but they're all good ways that to mitigate, to lessen the blow, mitigate, great word, the impacts of agriculture on the environment, ecological and environmental. Remember, environmental typically means air, water, soil. Ecological typically means food webs, endangered species, living things, biomes, and habitats. So let's do this one. Oh God, which one of these has to do with topography, runoff, and reducing soil erosion? Oh, well, that's going to be contour plowing. That's a way that you can plow the earth typically on hillsides, and that keeps runoff from happening. So if you contour your plow lines, the water will just kind of run from furrow to furrow, and you can prevent runoff that way. So that's a good strategy to use. Which one of these uses trees and natural predators? That's agroforestry. It also reduces soil erosion. So the whole reason why macadamia nuts are even a thing is because on the island of Hawaii, the coffee farmers realized that they plant macadamia nuts around their coffee plantations that produced wind erosion. And then people are like, hey, these things taste yummy. Let's eat these macadamia nuts. All right, these are both using different crops to reduce the pesticide treadmill. Oh, if it's at the same season, that is intercropping. That's having a row of barley, a row of corn, a row of barley, a row of corn. That way, the corn pests don't have so much to eat, and the barley pests don't have so much to eat. So, therefore, I can use less pesticides and hop off that pesticide treadmill. Crop rotation, same idea, but this year I'll grow barley. Next year I'll grow corn. This year I'll grow barley. The next year after that I'll grow corn. And again, just by the time that the barley pests are growing in number, next season I give corn, and they have no food source. So that's crop rotation, rotating year by year. Finally, genetic modifications is another way to reduce pesticide treadmill. If I can insert the gene of Bacillum thuringiensis into the corn, that gene, that natural pesticide, can hopefully reduce my dependence on artificial pesticides, man-made pesticides. There are some issues with genetic modifications, but it's actually not as bad as I once thought. I'll put it that way. Cool. Study that guy. Then let's scrolly. Marshall, where are you gonna move yourself? Let's move yourself like right here. So let's look at the way that what water quality tests what I do to see if if my land use is impacting the environment. Well, if this ruptured manure lagoon is happening and I see maybe there's runoff, a nitrate test would be a good way to measure to make sure that isn't happening. Same thing also in fertilizer, but also in residential detergents. And back in the day, um, a big source of phosphates was in car washes. That was a big deal. But nowadays, apparently, it's better. So again, runoff of nitrates, runoff of phosphates are going to eventually create dead zones. That's called eutrophication. That's going to cause the dissolved oxygen to drop. Um, and that will impact the DO, the dissolved oxygen level. And that's what causes the dead zone, asphyxiation. Those fish choke to death. Uh, two more left. Urbanization and clear cutting are both going to impact the temperature. Clear cutting will remove all the shade from an area. I could also have a runoff pointing over to clear cutting here. If I remove all the trees in the area, I'm removing all the shade, and that's going to superheat the nearby river system, the nearby watershed or river. That will also drop the dissolved oxygen. So that's why I have those connected. Finally, pH. Remember, low pH means high acidity. Acid mine drainage will cause the pH to be low. So study both these guys. I hope this was helpful. If you understand this, then you're well on your way to getting a good grade on your FRQ. And until then, I'll see you guys in the virtual space. Bye.